Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on when you're joining me. I'm Dale from Living an Empty Nest, and today I'm going to do a review on another foundation that I've been trying. This one has been highly recommended in a lot of videos, and yet there's not a lot of video reviews of it on YouTube that I could find. So I thought that maybe this was kind of an important one, and I don't want to give it away. Oh, I'll try not to give it away, whether I like it or not. So the foundation I'm reviewing is called the Osmosis Performance Wear Satin. Yes, Performance Wear Satin Foundation. So if you want to see what I thought about it and also apply it for you, because obviously I'm not wearing it right now. So if you want to see what I think and also watch an application, then go ahead and keep joining me. Okay, so let me give you a little bit of background both about my skin, which you obviously see right now in all its glory without any kind of foundation. I just have a little of my Paula's Choice Super Light Daily Defense SPF 30 is moisturizer on, and a little bit of some lip gloss because my lips are really dry. My skin is a little bit extra red right now because I just worked out not that long ago. I did one of the Beachbody workouts, so but then I cleansed my skin and went ahead and put my moisturizer on. But I thought I would start right now this video without any makeup on and talk about it and see if you like that or not, or if it's a little bit too off-putting. So let me know. I've seen people do it either way, after they already have a full face, so they're talking about it then, or before they've actually applied it. So give me some feedback about that. However, in the forefront, let me give you a little bit about the foundation. So according to the website, this foundation, and you have to be careful, you can't get it, as far as I know, on Sephora. You do have to go through either Amazon or a couple different websites, obviously also theirs. I'll give you a couple other links. Brianna Stanko talks about it quite a bit, so you can also get it through her Premier skincare line. So again, it's supposed to be a long-wearing foundation, very lightweight. Those are the key things that I really like. It is supposed to have a satin finish. It's also supposed to have infused within a chamomile to help with anti-aging, and it's supposed to also help plump your skin. I guess that's supposed to make it more healthy and glowing. Honestly, when I heard kind of glowing kind of pieces in there, I was like, oh, I don't like that, because I don't like glowing skin, even though right now, and you can probably see, my skin is quite dry and I have quite a bit of flakiness. But I don't necessarily like glowing. I kind of like a satin or natural finish with it. So I was a little bit unsure whether I would really like this or not. But again, I was hearing such great reviews, supposed to be such skin-like qualities. Don't you always love those kind of reviews? It's skin-like. You can never see that you're wearing makeup. So anyway, based on all those, I thought, well, let me give it a try. I did actually order mine through Amazon just because I wanted it quickly, and who doesn't love Amazon Prime? So anyway, on the side part, let me give you a little bit now. Advantages and disadvantages, I'm going to have them fused a little bit here. So it is $48 for 1 fluid ounce, so that is a little bit pricier. It's a very small range of colors. I initially started it with natural light, and now this is natural medium. I actually find that the two mixed together is perfect for me. Ooh, that's kind of expensive there. So I am actually probably going to return the natural light and just stick with the natural medium. But so anyway, just keep those in mind. There's not a wide range of colors. I think if I'm looking on the website, there's 8 colors, so not a wide range there. That's kind of a downfall. However, if you fit into that more basic continuum of colors, of shades, then you probably could find something, but even that you might have to mix to get your perfect match. So this is, let's give you a little more about the product. Glass container, a pump with a cover. I always hate these covers get so dirty. I actually went in there and had to clean mine off because no matter what you do, it always gets dirty. But it is nice to have that cap there. It is a pump. The pump, usually I've been using 1 to 2 depending on the coverage that I want. It's supposed to be more of a full coverage. I would say it's medium and you can easily build it. I haven't gone to full face glam because I haven't needed to, but you definitely can build it after the different layers. I have used it with a beauty blender, also used it with a brush, and if I do the application today, I will do both. I think I like the beauty blender better just because that's kind of the finish that I like, but really does work really well either one. I have not been using primer with it because I have not felt like I needed to. It really does have incredible long wear. It really does, and I'm kind of infusing some of my own thoughts into this as I talk about it, but it really does last the entire day. And I have found that it looks just the same way as when I applied it. And I know I hear people talk about that, but I echo that because it really does. At the end of the day, it looks the same. And that is without primer. I do use my moisturizer, of course, who wouldn't want to, but again, it really does last. Now, I do use a powder with this, and I will show you the powder I've been using that works really well. It's the Too Faced, the Peach. I have used a couple other ones. I've also used the Laura Mercier, the Translucent. And I feel like the RCMA powder I've also used with it, they all work just fine. Right now I'm just into this peach one because I love the smell of it. So, but that is another one. There's the Dior foundation that I've also recently reviewed, this Backstage one. I don't use a primer with it, but I also don't need a powder with it. So you've got some pros and cons here. This one, I also find that I want to be very careful because of my skin type, which I'll kind of debrief in a moment. I don't want to have a lot of heavy moisturizer on it because it kind of already has a little bit of a moisture kind of look, kind of dewy-ish look. So I really want to be careful I don't have a heavy-duty moisturizer on already in my skin. So let me, before I go ahead and apply, let me give you a little bit of thoughts as to, and kind of unpack my skin type so you can kind of compare that as well too. As you can see, I have blotchiness and redness, not real significant scarring, some, but not like what I used to have. Some of this redness is just because I did just work out and wash my face, and it does kind of dissipate, you know, within the next like 30 minutes or so. I do have drier skin because I am using Retin-A, and you can see I have some flakiness, a lot of flakiness around my eyes. I exfoliate pretty much every day to try and help keep that moving along there. But I do have some dries. I have obviously lines and wrinkles because of my age, my skin maturity level, I guess you could say. I do pretty much like a very lightweight foundation, but I do like to know that when I go through the work of putting foundation on, it actually makes me look better. You know, I don't want to go through all this work and then almost not be that much different than when I don't wear foundation, because or else I would just go ahead and wear this and some powder and concealer. Let's go ahead and I will apply it, and then I'll stop and fast forward and all of those kind of wonderful things and talk to you a little bit more about it and share some of my other final reflections after I have my full face of makeup on. So I'm going to put a little bit. I have right here my damp beauty blender. I'll do part with that. And then I also have this little brush. It's the, let's see, Sephora Pro Mini Full Coverage Airbrush. I found that this is the one brush if I use that I like, although I also have very much used my Morphe. This is the 439 Morphe, and it works fine too. I just thought for something different I would use this one. So okay, I'll put a little bit and you'll see that's kind of a thick consistency there, which is why I think you can tell why a beauty blender works marvelously with that. So I'll go ahead and do this side of my face right here. Again, no primer. I've never felt like I needed it. So again, this is the natural medium, which at first when I always put on my skin, I feel like it's a little bit too dark. But then when I go down to my neck, so as I said earlier, ideally mixing the natural medium and the natural light, I think is my perfect color right now. I just have to make that decision whether I want to be investing that much money in foundation. So it goes on very nicely and it feels very light, and I really, really do like the way the finish with the beauty blender is, especially when you have drier, flakier skin, because I still find that using a brush brings up a lot of the flakiness. It just like stirs it up even more. Okay, so here without, here with. And it feels really light right now, which I really like. Okay, so I have this much left here. I'm going to use the brush. And this is no different than any other foundation in that the brush gives usually a fuller coverage. I will have to use a little bit more. I'm going to put a little more of a pump on here just because the beauty blender I would have been fine keeping going, and actually There's still quite a bit left on the Beauty Blender, but so I do like this brush just because I like the shape of it and the way that it moves along there. And I find that if you get brush strokes, all you have to do is go back and pat with the flat side. But again, as I said, I really do prefer, I think, this foundation with a Beauty Blender because it also is very easy to build. However, one way that I have done it also is I've done the first layer with a brush very lightly, and then I've gone back and used the Beauty Blender just to kind of add to some areas where I felt like I needed it. Okay, Beauty Blender and brush. See, it really, I think, gives a very nice finish. And I think what I'm gonna do is go back with the Beauty Blender because I have some makeup there and just kind of even that out a little more. There's something about the magic of the Beauty Blender for doing that, isn't there? Okay, so I wanted to point out a few things. You can see here it is sticking, and this is typical. I have not found a foundation that doesn't do this for me, to the dry patches underneath my eyes here. And also a little bit around my nose. But as I've said, I have not found a foundation that doesn't do that, and that's after a lot of exfoliation. But it really, to me, I mean, again, this is without powder, and I will put some powder on, and I'll show you what that looks like. It's a nice, very, very nice finish. I feel like, and I'd love your thoughts too, I feel like it doesn't look makeup-y. Yes, I'm obviously wearing makeup. It's not like I've never found a foundation that people are like, oh, I didn't know you were wearing makeup. To me, it always, yes, you're obviously wearing something. I just don't wake up looking like this. But I feel like it has a nice color to it. Now, I didn't notice there's any scent to it. No, I mean, I actually kind of like kind of premium scents, but that's me. I know that that's a big no-no, and you know, it's probably not good for your skin. Why are they adding that if they don't need that ingredient in there? But I just kind of like scents. So, but there is no scent to it or anything. So let me put a little bit of powder. And it's also not sticky to the finish. Maybe a touch, but it's not. That's the other thing. I don't think you have to put powder on it because it's not like if you put any other powders over it, like blush or contour or anything, or bronzer, I don't think it's gonna stick any differently to it. So again, I don't think powder is a necessary thing, whereas, you know, there's some foundations that are just so sticky at the end of it and tacky feeling that you have to put something on it just to make it feel like, okay, I'm not gonna like stick to the wall, or if I put my phone up there, my whole face is gonna peel off. A little dramatic there, I know. Okay, so here's the finish now, after putting the powder on. So, okay, well, let me finish up my makeup now, and I'll come back and talk a little bit more and wrap things up when I am done. So what are my thoughts? Big thumbs up. I am going to keep this foundation definitely, as I really, really do like this. I feel like this I'm going to save for special occasions because, first of all, the price point of it, and second of all, because it does have like an extra step up, amped up kind of foundation, kind of makeup look. And I don't know if I need that every day. And given the price point, I don't know if I want to be using it up that quickly. Not that I use that much of it, but still. So it's gonna be in my back pocket for those special times, special presentations, special workshops, special meetings, special events, special occasions, times when I just feel like I need to pep myself up a little bit. And so definite thumbs up, definitely will keep it. I probably will not mix the two foundations just because that becomes outrageous for me as far as the price point. So I probably am going to just stick with the natural medium, because I feel like it's versatile enough for me and feel like it matches well enough for me that I don't need to mix the two. The light really was too light, and I feel like this is the closer point for me. So definitely really like it. Longevity, it feels light. It does take a couple of the extra steps as far as for powder, I guess that's not a big extra step, but it does require me then to powder down. But I do really, really like the look of it. It lasts. It does have a very natural kind of look. However, obviously wearing makeup, but it just, the skin look is really, really nice and really pretty. This foundation, I put it on and instantly I'm rewarded for putting it on because it looks really pretty. So that's where I kind of would couch this in the fact that on those days where I just feel like I need a little extra boost would be a good time to be able to wear that. So I really, really, it definitely is long wearing. It feels nice when it does kind of slowly fade away throughout the day and very minimally throughout the day. It does so in a nice fashion. It does, because I'm wearing, I think, the powder with it, it does show like little spots in your nose from sunglasses or glasses. So keep that in mind. I have not worn it without powder. That maybe the powder is making that, because otherwise it doesn't transfer, or well, it does transfer a little bit, but it doesn't blotch up like that. I mean, I can even scratch my face. I can even cry. I've worn it through workouts as a test part. Like I said, I've been wearing this now for about 3 weeks on and off, pretty much every other day or so. And it really does pass the test. I haven't worn it out necessarily getting drenched in the rain, or definitely not worn it in the shower or swimming or anything in that perspective, but it does put up with, you know, dabbing your eyes or, you know, crying or something along that point. So it really is got the longevity to it. So really big thumbs up. I'm really, really, really happy with it. I wish it was a little less expensive, but that's okay. I am going to save this for those kind of special times when I do need a little bit of something more, either because I feel like I need that pep up or because I just want that extra oomph in my appearance. So I'm really thrilled with it. I highly recommend. I think it would work well for most skin types, except if you are very, very oily. I would just say test it out, and maybe that's when you would want a primer to help keep your skin a little bit more matte. So, you know, a big thumbs up to it. Oh, and if you're interested in what makeup I've applied right now, I am going to insert a visual there so you can see the products that I did use. Not very much. I mean, it took me another 5 minutes or so to finish getting ready, but I didn't think you really wanted to be able to watch all of that. So I will insert that little clip as to that other makeup that I did apply as part of my getting ready this morning. But again, really big thumbs up. I'd love to hear your thoughts, your feedback, whether you're interested in trying it. Again, I did order it through Amazon because it was a faster shipping and free shipping, but you can get it also through Premier Looks, and I also feel like through their website. So I will try and leave some of those links down below. Brianna Stanko has tons of reviews, and she mentions this frequently in a lot of her videos also. So, and she's also done pretty extensive reviews on this. So again, seek out, let me know your thoughts, your feedback. Have you tried it? Are you intrigued by it now? Let me know your thoughts. What do you think on how it looks and how it's performed? So again, until next time, I hope that you've enjoyed this video and give me some thoughts, some feedbacks. If you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. I would love that for you to join our Living in the Empty Nest little family community. I would also highly recommend that you click the notification bell, simply because as much as I'm trying to be consistent with putting videos up, I am not on a consistent basis. It's not every Wednesday or every Thursday or every Saturday. I try and get them up after I have, you know, edited them and feel good about uploading them. I do try and get at least one a week, but again, life happens. Still working a full-time job. I travel a lot, so it doesn't always, I'm not as consistent maybe as I would like to be, but I am trying to get content up there. But I also want to hear from all of you what kinds of content and things that you would like to hear about. And I've had suggestions about skincare videos. I'm actually working on one of those right now that will be uploaded quickly. I'm also going to talk about working from the home and how that works well for me or doesn't, what are some of the challenges. I will also talk about, you know, how it is when traveling, maybe give you a peek into my travel makeup bag and maybe some travel tips. So again, let me know your thoughts, and I hope you all have a great rest of the day, the evening, the afternoon, wherever you happen to be in your life right now. So I look forward to hearing from you all. Goodbye.